Today on Food Journey, let's take a trip to Thailand with our bags packed for a culinary journey as we meet Chef Oblah, who has lived in and experienced the culinary riches of 3 foodie destination countries. Today, he is here to share with us a taste of his Thailand experience. Chef Oblah, welcome to Food Journey today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Your culinary experience spans across 4 countries, if I'm right. Of course, Nigeria, then there's Thailand, there's South Africa, and there is also Italy. I think I heard you speaking a little Italian when I came in. Tell us a little bit about why you chose those 4 countries, well, 3 countries, Nigeria is our home, and what that experience was like.
Basically, I would say the countries actually almost chose me because the first experience in South Africa was French cuisine, pastry and wine, but it also allowed me to study Pan-African cuisine. You know, being in that it is still part of Africa, you know, the culinary arts will teach you a foundation of what you can build on. And while I was studying French cuisine, it dawned to me that there's so much about food that you can't really gain from just one region. And then I learned about a school in Italy called Alma, founded by Guatero Marchesi. So I studied in Alma Italian cuisine, pastry and wine as well. And then it gave me a diversity in food culture, seeing that Italy is part of the European style of food. And then I moved to Sicily because I loved seafood and it was closer to the Mediterranean. So I worked with our Crucio, who owns a Michelin style restaurant in a town called Modica. And funny enough, Modica makes the oldest chocolates in Italy till date, and they use the traditional method. Then I decided that I would like to get an Asian style of cuisine, and which led to me going to Bangkok and then living in Thailand for about 3 months. And it was so interesting because when even studying Thai cuisine, you find out that Asia is still very vast. You have the Malaysian side, you have the Chinese food, and yes, basically I would say Italy, Thailand and South Africa all gave me a diversity when it came to food, and I would still love to learn more from different other countries as well.
That's fantastic. Imagine having such a vast experience. And now I know that our menu today is going to be based on some Thai food. And that place in itself is a culinary destination, a very popular one. I think people go there sometimes more so for the food than even the beautiful landscape, which it also has. Tell us, what is the sort of culinary palette, would you say, in Thai food?
Well, the palette in Thai food is basically, I would say, 3 foundations: sweet, sour, and spicy. And I would say, coming from Nigeria, we can relate to, I would say, 2 of those more than the sour.
Than the sweet, yes.
Because we love a lot of spice in our food, you know.
Absolutely.
And I would say the culture is quite similar to coming from Nigeria, in the sense that we eat rice a lot here as well, and you know, Thai people are staple for rice. The only difference I would say with the way they eat the rice is in the quantity and the condiments that go along with it, in the sense that the rice is usually a small portion compared to our larger portions of rice. But when you add the vegetables, you add like the proteins and other condiments coming together, it's quite filling.
Chef, you worked in a restaurant called Cuisine in Italy. Now, I happen to know that the head chef at the time has won a Michelin star, and during your time at that restaurant, you were also involved in the time of testing where he was to win another Michelin star. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience, your part in it, and how that felt, and just everything about that whole experience?
It was an exciting and a scary experience at the same time. being everything always had to be perfect. There wasn't room for error. Well, you could make errors, but you wouldn't want to because of the passion that you put into the work and you know what is at stake.
The Michelin star is awarded worldwide to restaurants displaying 100% quality flavor of food as well as mastery of culinary technique. They must be constantly prepared for the surprise visit by the judges, and it means immense prestige and worldwide exposure thereafter. Our chef Oblah is to be congratulated for being on the Michelin winning team indeed.
The dish I created during the Michelin Guide tasting, it was an onion dish. It was called cipolla in agrodolce. Basically, cipolla is onions in Italy. Agrodolce is a sweet and sour mix, and it had like a cookie crumble at the bottom. But I still remember waking up, in the middle of the night, worried if I made sure everything was the way it was supposed to be, if I had enough, because when it comes to Michelin Guide, there's not really a plan. You can't really say it is today he's coming up. It comes up as a surprise, so you always have to be prepared, and I think we treated every guest during my stay there as a Michelin star guest because everybody was, we say they deserved good food, And it was interesting me coming from Nigeria, now working in Sicily and helping my chef to win a Michelin star, and people congratulating you, like making you feel like you were part of like a family that you never even knew you were part of before until then, showing appreciation for what you do. It was an experience that I would never forget.
Congratulations, chef. This is amazing, and it's the first time I've ever even come close to being with somebody who's been associated with such an accolade. That's absolutely incredible. I can go off and boast now.
Thank you very much.
So today's menu. Let's talk a little bit about what you are making today. Tell us a bit about your motivation for choosing each particular recipe and what we are to expect from them.
One, they are classics in the Thai cuisine presentation as well. And I feel it's the kind of dish that people in Nigeria can eat and really, enjoy, and it's not too difficult to make. It's something, I would say it's simple, but it's more of the flavor that when it all comes together, it's something we here can relate with. I chose to do a pad thai, first of all, being that, we're also noodles people here. We love our noodles, mostly Indomie. But pad thai gives you a bit of a twist when it comes to eating the noodles, when it comes to the texture, the flavor pairing. It's like the aroma, everything, it's so, unique. And I also chose to do a curry because, like I said, I'm bringing it closer to what we enjoy here in Nigeria. I'm making mine an infused curry using local ingredients like palm oil.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, and actually it came from Benue State, which is where I'm from. And I'm also using a bit of locust beans, the fermented one, to create a paste. So we're going to be making our own red curry paste, first of all, and infusing it with palm oil.
This all sounds very exciting. It's been great talking to you about your culinary experiences. It's clear to me that you have a beautiful, in-depth understanding and a love and passion for what you do. So let's show everybody that menu and get started. Chef, here we are, and I'm very excited because I see an array of really beautiful spices and fresh herbs as well.
Yes.
I happen to know that this was grown in your garden.
Yes, it was.
These are lemongrass, aren't they? Citronella.
Correct, yeah.
Fantastic. And tell us what we have here.
Here we have lime leaves, also from my garden. We have some fresh ginger, basil, lime, which we're going to be using more of the zest, and then the pumpkin. Because in Thailand, different curries have different flavor profiles, and for the red curry, it's usually pumpkin and beef.
I see.
For the green curry, it's usually the eggplant, the small ones, and chicken. And then for the yellow curry, it's usually prawns as a seafood profile.
Right,
Yes.
very exciting.
So which is why I chose to do it with the pumpkin and the beef.
And the beef. And what kind of beef are we talking about here?
Here we have beef fillets because, you know, the fillet is the most tender part of the beef, and you're not going to be cooking it for too long. So you don't want to get a chewy, tough texture.
So you wouldn't use like a top side, for instance, or that type of thing?
For me, I would prefer the fillet because, you know, the curry isn't something that you cook for too long. And those kind of, and those kind of meat cuts might need a longer cooking time.
Right.
Than this.
So what's the first thing that we're going to do? And do ask me to help out if need be.
Okay, no problem. Then maybe I would ask you to make the paste.
Okay, I'll be happy to make the paste.
We are making our own red curry paste today using dried chilies.
Right.
We have shallots here.
Right.
We have cumin grounded.
Beautiful.
We have coriander. We're going to be using garlic as well. Iru, bringing it to our local flavor. We were supposed to be getting the shrimp paste, but since we don't have a shrimp paste, we're going to be using locust beans instead of soya beans fermented.
Chef has a little garden out back where he grows wonderful things. And this is not only convenient, but shows how seriously he takes his ingredients. And although he's experienced learning how to make traditional Thai red curry in Thailand, the use of one local substitute, iru, will be a lovely additional Nigerian twist.
I usually prefer using the pestle and mortar.
I love that.
Because it releases all the natural flavors. When you're heating it all together, the aroma, the oils are all coming out. I think it brings out all the natural flavors better than when you dice through.
And you know what? It also makes you feel like you're doing something. You've got like you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears into it, so to speak.
Donned with some gloves, and we are ready to rock.
How much pepper can you handle,
I
Sonia?
like it hot.
Is that right? And let's go in then.
Okay, so do you start crushing right away with these?
We actually put all the ingredients together
And
then we pound.
Shallots.
We have the shallots now, we have the iru. I want to be careful with this because it's very pungent.
Go on.
Okay.
We want pungent.
Then we have the cumin,
Cumin.
coriander,
And
we have the garlic,
lovely.
and then we're going to be using some of the lemongrass as well.
Now that is the Michelin star cooking.
A bit of lime zest, creating the last but one of our ingredients to be pounded.
It's using a spoon.
A spoon.
Because there's less wastage.
Look at that.
So that's what you want. Because no matter the ingredient you use, you always have to treat your produce with respect.
After a bit of supervision, I'm pounding this to a rough paste. And Chef has cubed the pumpkin. And when he's satisfied with the results, we move to the stove to begin. Our wok is on medium heat, and our ingredients are all set out. First, our palm oil goes in, followed by the beef, which is left to sizzle and caramelize slightly. Now the curry paste.
Lovely. Then we're just going to stir that up so it releases all those flavors into the meat.
And into my nose. Oh, fantastic. Look at how it's clinging to it.
It's what even makes the curry even get thicker as well. You know? Then we're going to cook that together.
Just look at the beautiful color. That's something special, isn't it?
Definitely is.
And pumpkin does not take a long time to cook.
Exactly.
Which also will not prolong my anxiety to eat it.
And as you can see, we have some rice going on over here.
Okay, that's great.
Which is going to pair nicely with the curry.
Oh, beautiful.
Basmati. Va bene.
The finishing touches. And then it's time to turn this empty plate into this one. Tasting time.
This is a mouthful of heaven. The heat, the sweetness, the saltiness, that umami. What do you think, Chef?
I think you're definitely right, Sonia.
Yes.
And when the basil now heats in the finish.
Incredible. Yes, Chef. You hit it out of the ballpark.
Thank you.
Nice one, everyone. Nice one.
Pad Thai, popular on most Thai menus and has a lot of the same flavor formula, but still slightly altered ingredients. For instance, these self-grown sprouts, and pak choy, peanuts and crayfish, and our noodles as a base, and lovely prawns too, and this beautiful soy curd, tofu. I'm intrigued.
Chef, that was an amazing experience, tasting that beautiful blend of spices so delicately and professionally put together. Well done.
Sawadi.
I don't know how to answer that one. I'm sure it was good.
Yes, it was.
Go.
I call these my food journey bean sprouts because they were grown specially just for you guys.
Look at that. We've got our own signature bean sprouts. Aren't we lucky? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed with what you've done in your garden as well.
Thank you very much.
And I can see we have some beautiful coriander, some pak choy
Yes.
as well. And this looks like crayfish.
Exactly, but you know, in the Thai form, they'll say it's dried shrimp.
I see.
First things first, some boiling water over the rice noodles, our foundation, and they are left to soak for a few minutes before draining. Our second task, dicing onion and garlic too. In heavily salted water, our pak choy is blanched to seal in all the goodness, and then plunged into an ice water bath to stop the cooking process. Our tofu, which is made from soy milk, is being cut into cubes, and I'm put to the task of crushing the peanuts just a little.
Yeah.
Lovely. And I understand there's a technique that you're going to be using, shifting things around in the pan.
Yes, I would like also the shallots and the garlic.
Shallots and garlic coming up, Chef.
That's it.
Prego. Wonderful. So I take that back?
Yes, you can. You can already smell that coming all together.
Next, our eggs.
So the tofu can go in there on the side. Originally, we would add sweet turnips to this, but in the sense of ingredients, since we don't have that, we're just going to work with this. So you can see that the eggs are coming together. You just want to break them a bit, but not over.
And then it's noodle time. And we're taking this off the fire to add our rice wine vinegar, fish sauce, tamarind, and then a good mixing. Last ingredients are chili, followed by crayfish and the peanuts for a beautiful textural element. Our pak choy is quickly seasoned in oil with salt and chili. And these are our garnishes in total. Beautiful bean sprouts, lime, coriander, and our pak choy. Mountain of delight. Aren't we the lucky two?
Well, chef, I gotta tell you, I am absolutely salivating over this. I know pad thai and I'm going to rate yours right now. Should I squeeze the lime?
Please do.
Okay, so let's just do that thing. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, lovely. Here we go. And pad thai, cheers. Mm. What about you?
Well, I'm going in.
Go in. How we doing?
We're doing good.
Lovely.
Just one more thing I need.
What?
The bok choy.
The bok choy. Yeah, we need bok choy. Bok choy, bok choy, bok choy, bok choy.
Sour, sweet, spicy.
Everything. Everything. It has been an education. It has been great methodology, beautiful ingredients, culminating in a terrific result all around. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Let me give you chips for that. And from us at Food Journey, we thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. We've got lots to eat, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Food Journey has a new Instagram. It's FOODJERNY at Food Journey. So if you were following us before, please come and follow us here now.